Right now, residents in one Port Arthur neighborhood preparing for another sleepless night because of noisy neighbors.
Those neighbors are trains traveling down the tracks between Savannah Avenue and West Thomas Boulevard on the city's west side. Families living nearby say the train horns are way too loud. KFDM's Angel San Juan joins us in the studio tonight. And Angel, you're looking into those complaints. Those horns, though, we know are safety precautions.
They are, Tiffany, but citizens who have lived along those tracks for decades say it's not necessary for the trains to blow the horns as long as they do and at all times. They tell us there are other safety measures installed, like gates that come down at crossings. Plus, one young man who lives in the area has been doing his research and says there's very little car traffic at those crossings at night when residents there really need their peace and quiet. Brian Andrus enjoying a quiet walk home Monday afternoon. Quiet is something that's the exception rather than the rule in his neighborhood on Port Arthur's west side. Andrus is a lifelong resident of West 15th Street, his home only half a block from these railroad tracks. Andrus and his family have been dealing with decades of what they consider excessive horn blowing from those trains traveling down the tracks.
It's like it's right in your ear all the time.
Andrus says it's not just the horn blowing.
They kind of like park by the tracks right here all the time and at nighttime and connect their cars together. But it's a loud noise. I mean, it's the connecting of the cars.
Residents are most upset about the timing of all this noise interfering with their lives.
The quality of life begins to be interrupted. When you think about it, at 10 p.m., most families are resting and they're getting ready to lay down for the night.
Joseph Stevens Jr. is only 25, but he's lived near the noisy tracks since he was 4 and knows the toll they take.
We do live in a neighborhood where children go to school at, and I think it's necessary for them to get their rest.
Stevens showed us video of the trains going through his neighborhood at night. More than us seeing them, he wanted us to hear. In addition to videos, Stevens also surveyed his neighbors to find out how they wanted the situation resolved.
They can tone it down a bit. They can do something to tone down the horn so much. I mean, it's very loud at each of these intersections. I mean, it's like they just blow all the way on down, nonstop.
Neighbors say the train horn sounds for nearly a dozen blocks sometimes. Stevens says there are already other safety remedies in place, and he says there's very little traffic going through these crossings at night. So he's taking his research to City Hall and asking council for a partial quiet zone, banning train horns from 10 p.m. until 7 in the morning.
I know that some neighborhoods in Beaumont have complete quiet zone, and then some neighborhoods have partial quiet zones.
Port Arthur City Manager Ron Burton says City Council members welcome citizens bringing their concerns to council meetings, and Burton says council members will do whatever's possible within their scope to address the matter. Tomorrow's council meeting starts at 5:30 in the evening at City Hall. Tiffany?